Good morning, traders. It's Trader Rob. Today is Monday, September 22nd, day 15 of the challenge. I believe we got seven trading days left for the challenge. So let's see if these mechanical strategies that I have been facing here in gold, oil, and the 15-minute Rob reversal. Let's see if they can make a comeback because they really need to. They are trailing me pretty good right now. All right, so we got a few setups here that we're going to go over, and I'll give you guys, excuse me, the stats for the challenge currently. All that right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. All right, so Friday we left off with a setup here, a possible setup on the ES at the 6,700. This trade actually will probably hit around 2:30 a.m. last night, and it would have obviously tapped right into the 66.95. Obviously, I was not on the charts at 2:30 in the morning, but had a really nice strong reaction back to the upside. So I could delete this setup. And on the ES, we are looking at levels at the 66.78, 79-ish area, the 66.75, and the 66.66. All very key levels for volume here this morning, and I hope that we get a pullback here that we'll be able to test these levels and see if I can take a nice trade out of it. As far as the challenge, my discretionary trading based on volume, my levels, and order book is sitting at a profit of $477, 81% win rate. I believe there's a total of, 16 trades taken. 3 of those trades were losers. You guys can see right here. 13 winners. 2 of those trades were re-enters, where I have a secondary entry point. But win rate is really high. Good profit. Biggest win, 150. Biggest loss, 100. And then here are all of the days so far of the challenge. So my volume-based strategy is doing great. Now, taking a look at the rule-based mechanical strategies that I trade, again, in oil, gold, and the 15-minute Rob reversal, that's currently down $64 for the challenge. And it's got a 50% win rate, profit factor of 1.05, and here are the days. So it needs, let's see, we've got 1, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 more trading days left. So we'll see if this can turn a profit, if it can get close to my heels, but I think it's going to have a lot of work to do to get there. All right, let's jump in the charts. So if we're looking at the ES here this morning, let's jump into the 60-minute and see what volume's looking like. Let's make sure I got this. Yep, good. All right, so we got a nice little volume pocket, I would say sitting right there. Another nice little volume pocket. A nice little ledge right there. I like that. Right there. And another nice little volume pocket sitting right there. As you can see, it kind of coincides with all of my entries here that I have for possible trades. The only one that I don't have mapped out is this top part right here. So let's see. Let's jump down to the 15-minute and let's see if there's anything here that we might want to take a look at here this morning. All right, 15-minute. I could draw a level right here at the 67.18. Sorry. I mean, this did not break structure yet. I would have put a level there, but it did not break any structure here yet. So, unfortunately, I got to take that one off. guess we can kind of make a case for right here. Not really. That really feels like I'm forcing that one. Okay, we got a grid level right here. Very easy. Again, if you want to learn how to create the levels in the morning, there's a video in the description below how to map out the levels on the ES and the NQ. Super easy. Okay. I don't really have anything. Let's see, what is the 96 looking like? Yeah, it's got a lot of volume right here. All right, let me just put this level here at the 6697. It's sitting in a very high volume node area, and we got a lot of orders sitting right there. So let me just see what the 5-minute looks like. I could delete these volumes down here since we've already got those mapped out. All right, let's jump down to the 5-minute. All right, let's see, what do we see here? All right, we got a 5-minute level right here. And let me just make this dash datted. Just to distinguish the 5-minute and the 15-minute. Another 5-minute level right here. Right there on the 5-minute. All right. 6697. What do we got there? Yeah, actually the 98. We move this to the 98. 98 and a quarter. Yeah, that's real close. 96. Let me see on the volume profile. Okay, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's going to give me enough time to really think about this one. Possible re-entry here. At my original dotted. And then stop loss. No stop loss. That's my issue. So if you guys can take a look at the volume profile here on the left-hand side. Okay, I'm be taking an entry right around here as a first entry. I can make a case for, instead of using this as a second entry at the 6696, I can use it as a stop loss, which actually doesn't look so bad. Let's see here. Dash. Make this red. Make this dash too, just so we're not confused here. Okay. And obviously a take profit area will be right here. Let's make that green. Dash. Let's take off this volume profile. We already know that that's the high volume area. No. 6698. We're getting really close to our entry here, though. Let's see what price action does right here. Mm-hmm. $67.03. I'd like to see it tap in. There's about a tick off there. Well, I didn't necessarily know I would be starting off the morning this early with a possible setup, but I like it. Might have missed my chance right there. That might have been. I was kind of hoping that it would. Let's see what this candle closed at, or the low of the candle. Yeah, it was off by a tick. I think I'd rather see it tap into the 66.98 and a quarter. I'd rather see it tap in, to be honest with you. All right, I'm going to monitor this on the right-hand side of the screen. Let's jump into the NQ. Let's go to the 60-minute. High volume node. Pretty much right here. Another high volume node. Right. Kind of ugly. And another one right here. All right, let's go to the 15-minute. All right, we got a pocket right. We got a 15-minute level right there. 15-minute, strong 15-minute level right there. Level right there. This one we could delete. That's probably that was probably from yesterday. I don't know if I should say from Friday. All right, so those levels are marked off pretty well. Let me just take one more peek over here. All right, let's go to the 5-minute. Might have missed that trade. All right, we'll keep taking a look here. 5-minute, right there. Didn't break structure. Kind of like this area right here, though, just because it's sitting right on the top of this node. So we'll take a peek there. Let's see if there's anything else down here worth my time. No, we already got that mapped out. We already got those mapped out. All right. So let's bring this down just a little bit. Let's delete these high volume pockets just to make our, well, I'll leave that one there. All right, let's see if we see anything here. This level looks interesting, the 27,754. Okay. Let's bring this to the 755. And we can change this to be dashed. All right, possible entry, possible stop loss. Pretty simple. We got the entry off the high volume node. We've got protection right here. And then now we would just need to look for some take profit areas. This one right here is jumping right out at me. Should be a 5-minute level. And let's turn that green. Dashed. And then a possible secondary would be right up here. Dash. All right, so this is a possible setup here on the NQ at the 24,755, targeting up to the 24,788. Big target. I might look for an intermediate target right here based on order book. And we'll see here if we get the setup here. Let's jump back into the ES here. It needs to rebalance 67.0350. I might have missed it. I mean, I might have been a tick off on my entry. Exactly one tick. But I would feel a little bit more conviction if this was to tap into this high volume area right here. Actually, I missed this. Look at the high volume. Look at the node. Look at the node. Did not coincide perfectly with the order book there. So I might have missed this trade. But I'm going to keep monitoring it. I will switch back if there's any new setups that come up. You'll see all of the trades. And wishing everybody a great start to the week. As you can see, totally missed that trade. Pretty much by a tick. Had a decent confirmation right here as well. Perfect setup. That's exactly what I like to see. No drawdown. Go exactly to where I think the target's going to be at. That would have been a perfect trade to start the morning. 5 points right there. But we'll see here what we can get on the NQ. I did add a secondary entry at the 24,750. A lot of volume stacking up right there. So super interested in this these two areas right here. This could be a decent setup a little later in the day, but kind of sucks that I missed that one, but that's the way trading goes sometimes. Stick around. All right, so market's just been pretty much ripping to the upside pretty damn strong. So I've had a few levels that have gone from blue to green. Thought I can get maybe an entry here at the 67.12. There's no confirmation. The buyers are just super, super strong right now. So the next level that I see on the ES would be the 67.22 to 23. So I'm pretty much placed like a tick underneath there. And I would be targeting my first entry or my first TP would be the 67.17, which would be about a little bit more than 5 points. And then some aggressive targets would be the 67.12 and the 67.03. This definitely needs to get rebalanced dramatically. So we'll see here what price action has to do. As far as the mechanical strategies, took a loss in gold, pretty nasty ones. I think I'm down about $70 there. So now we'll wait for oil session 2 and see if there's any opportunities on the 15-minute Rob reversal. But we need some kind of pullbacks here to see if we can get this market kind of working with what we want to see. All right, stick around. See if we get another trade, or if we get a trade. All right, as you can see, I took an entry here. It's kind of starting to see some exhaustion here by buyers, so I would like to see them pretty much rebalance this 67.16. I would love any opportunity to get back to take one more position in here where I could actually target the 67.12, but I'll see if I get that opportunity here. Let's take a look. Let's see what I see here. Shoot, actually, it looks like this 67.17 is my best target, but it's kind of a small trade. All right, well, I'm going to put this guy right here and hope for a secondary possible position here. This is definitely an area that I can see them definitely wanting to rebalance. After that, it really drops to the... This would be a very, very good target, the 67.12. But buyers have been very strong, so this is definitely going counter trend. We'll see here if it works out. I would say right now, let's see. Still nothing that would make me want to take a secondary position here yet. It's still a big tug of war here. I would say setup wise, maybe a B plus, A minus. We can see it a little easier. Alright, a lot of sellers there, but it doesn't make me still feel any better about this one, but we'll see. $75. Oh, man, this sucks. That's where it was at. It was at that 75. I'd like to move this one tick. It's going to be such a small trade, but it's okay. We got to get wins here. That's got to hit. Come on. Oh, jeez. Right on the tick. Let's see. To the tick. We got a closed auction here. It's gonna be a little fight even just get this little tick here. I don't even know if it's necessarily worth this tick of a fight, but is it? Come on. Thank you. All right. So first trade in the books. Well, let's see. I didn't get any confirmation to take a secondary position, which I really would have loved to do, because I would have loved to target the 6712 and the 6703. Never know. Maybe they give it to me. Maybe we'll see. Well, sellers are still pretty strong. All right. Well, I'll see if there's another setup here we can jump on. All right, another little setup here that I am eyeing on the NQ with a long at the 24,874. You know, exactly what I'm always looking for in the volume profile. Take an entry on the high volume peak and no resistance back towards TP1 and TP2. Now, the only thing with this trade, submitted this one as a signal. There is a big case here to the, and this is going to look super ugly, but the 75, let's see here. The 75 has got a ton of volume as well, right here. The 24,875 and the 24,874. So I might have to take an entry here at the 75 if I get the confirmation candle, but more than likely we probably get a point or two of tapping into the 74, and then we can go from there. So that's what I'll be looking at here for this morning. All right, stick around. Not much as far as setups. I mean, we just had a market just completely rip into the upside all day. No real pullback besides the one we had kind of around that 10 to 11 a.m. area. And it really wasn't even a pullback. It was more of just a consolidation just to continue the push to the upside. So To be honest with you, I'm actually pretty thankful that I was able to even get a trade today. Beautiful setup, very little drawdown, and I think I made 62 bucks on that one. So we're up over 500 now on the challenge, and win rates through the roof. Now I will say, let's take a look at the ES. Yeah, ES. I mean, we've got setups, but we need some pullbacks to come down to here. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to look tonight in this area right here and see if I can spot anything. And if we take a look at the mechanical strategies, so kind of had a little mistake here today, and it hurt. It hurt me. So we took that loss in gold. So we already knew that one. Oil session 2 was a winner, and I did not take the trade. I know for a fact that I had the strategies enabled, but maybe I forgot to enable the oil strategy. So that really sucked because this looked like it was a pretty decent sized trade. Actually, no, 10 ticks. So we missed out on 30 bucks here. But still, it would have been a nice win. 15-minute Rob reversal with a very nice winner. Got into a secondary Rob reversal and ended up closing it out right around, I think, 240-ish. Just because I do not like to be in any type of trade much past like that 2:30, 2:45 p.m. So we still took a profit. I think we were up like 50 bucks, probably 20 points up on the second 15-minute Rob reversal. So that was nice. So and the mechanical rule-based strategies had a nice little bounce back here today. Not going to necessarily show up 100% on the P&L just because of this missed trade right here, but we are definitely green for the day. So it's making a comeback. I'm happy for that. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow we'll see some better pullbacks and maybe some. So we got to dip into some of these areas over here that just have some volume sitting, waiting for it to be rebalanced. So I had fun, still really enjoyed the trade, and hopefully see you guys here tomorrow. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Take care, everyone.